And welcome to Nancy's Neighborhood, folks. And I'm complaining to my producer, Bryce, so that's the reason I'm 30-second delay here on getting started, and I apologize. But the studio lights get really bright sometimes, and we have the sun coming in today. Glorious day in the fall. It's end of November, and here we are with this. And my guest today is I'm gonna have my guest, and then I'm gonna have my guest. It's gonna be the same person, but it's an annual event for me to have Dwight Richardson on to do some kind of Christmas something for us. So that's gonna be the second part of the show. So the first part, I got Dwight on right now. Dwight Richardson, Fenimore Designs, and Bender Realty.
Yes.
But he's not talking about either one of those this half of the show. He's going to talk to us about 25th anniversary celebration.
Right. Nancy, you are on this committee with me, and believe it or not, the Allied Arts Council of the Cleveland Bradley Chamber of Commerce is 25 years old this year. And a lot of people think, I didn't even know there was an arts.
No, and I was there when it started.
I know.
So I'm having a hard time with 25 years.
We do a lot of things for the community that the community probably doesn't have any idea about.
You're right.
The main thing we do is arts and education, and I believe it like $300,000 or $500,000. What's
about
the total?
$450,000.
About $450,000 we have given over the 25-year period. Well, we probably didn't start that long ago, but when we started
99.
fundraising,
We started in 99.
We've given that back to arts and education for schools. So your school children, your grandkids, if they get to go to a play, they get to go to a concert at somewhere here in Cleveland, they're bused, probably we're paying for that. So it doesn't cost them anything. It's a great program. You're very much involved in Cherry's Jubilee. That is a big fundraiser for the arts and education. And just to know you're 25 years old, that's a milestone.
Absolutely, it is. That's silver.
And because of that, January, we are kicking off a monumental event that everyone is invited to. But we only got to have 250 tickets, but everybody's invited. Okay.
All of you 250 people are invited.
I know it. It's Silver Celebration honoring 25 years of the arts. It will be January the 11th, 2018. At the Cleveland Country Club. It's going to be dinner and dancing with the Glenn Miller Orchestra.
Wow.
Isn't that going to be great?
It's going to be super. And I have heard them before. They are phenomenal. Yeah. It's phenomenal.
We are privileged to have the Glenn Miller Orchestra. There's a revival for that music right now. And it's kind of funny. I've got a 30-year-old and a 40-year-old. I guess they're 10 years apart, but both of those like that big band sound, and it's come around again. A lot of these kids don't have any idea; they just like that music,
right?
And they don't know that it's not brand new.
Right.
It's brand new to them.
It is.
It
is.
But
brand
the Glenn
new
Miller, like last night when we watched and flipped through channels and on the public television, they had a 2-hour segment on big band. And it was fabulous. Old movies and old songs and old shots. And Glenn Miller was on that several times. There actually was a Glenn Miller.
Yes, there was.
Like Guy Lombardo and who else? Yeah, that whole bunch.
All of those, yes.
But we are so happy to have this. And I will tell you that because we're only doing 250 tickets, it's going to sell out. And we're happy that it's going to sell out. But I don't want anybody to mess around and be late and not get a ticket, because when they're gone, they're gone. We can't have any more in the country club because they take up quite a bit of space, the band and the orchestra. There will be, the parquet floor there, so there will be dance. It's going to be a very nice sit-down dinner. We want the ladies to sparkle. We want them to shine. We want them to wear high heels. We want them to wear their furs, their mink stoles. Well, almost everybody wear high heels.
Thank you.
And, but we want them to sparkle. We want the guys to wear, tuxedo if they can, some black tie. This is a black tie fair. And it's rare to have a black tie fair in Cleveland in the wintertime.
Yes.
So, it's going to be unique, it's going to be different, and we're just tickled to death to offer this to the community as a way of celebrating the arts for 25 years.
When you say big band, I grew up, my mother was, of course, we had record players at the time, and Reader's Digest had these 40 years of song or something, I don't know what it was, I've still got the records, it was all the big band songs and all of that, and of course this is World War II era, so some of those songs, are remind you of World War II and the soldiers coming home and this and that and the other. So it's really good music. I mean, it has, you and I are both musicians. I mean, it has a melody,
yeah,
the words make sense.
It's smooth.
It's really smooth. And I had a CD on at the shop the other day, well, for Small Business Saturday, and it had the big band, but it was instrumental. And I caught myself singing along.
Yeah,
I knew the
yeah,
words to them.
yeah.
So it's amazing, those of us that grew up in that era
Yeah.
where our parents were listening to that music.
Yeah. Well, the Arts has got several things going on throughout the year, and this is not the end. It's just kind of the beginning of our celebration, and we want to give back. Now, we'll tell you how to get your tickets.
Yes,
Is that okay to
please
do
do.
that? Social hour is going to be at 6:30, and dinner's going to be at 7, and we'll start on time because it's dark winter day, and we want everybody to be safe getting there. We want everybody safe getting home. Ticket prices are $100 for each individual ticket. That includes your meal and dinner and dancing. Also, there are corporate tables of 8 available for $1,000, and that's a great deal. Also, you'll have priority seating and that type of thing. To get your tickets, there's only one outlet. That's the Chamber of Commerce. Now, how you do that, it's a little tricky. So go to the Chamber website, and that's clevelandchamber.com. clevelandchamber.com, and there's a community calendar. As soon as that page pops up, go to January and tab down on the 11th, and you're going to see this event, Art Celebration. I think it's listed 2 or 3 different ways, but just click on that. That's going to take you to a page. If you're a Chamber member, you will log in to buy your ticket. If you're not a Chamber member, you can still buy a ticket as long as they're available, and you have to register online to do that. But everything will be done right there on the Chamber website.
Okay, so you can't walk in the door at the Chamber and
Cannot
buy a
walk in
ticket.
the door.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I'm sorry. No, I guess you could. Nobody's asked me that question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I always like to be the person that has
No,
the
it's
strange
okay.
questions.
Yeah, you can just walk in and buy tickets. Yeah,
Okay.
they'll have tickets available.
Okay, because
But most people are going to do online.
yeah, there's a lot of people in my generation that don't like to
Yeah.
do it online.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm just thinking if we could. Of course, I'm trying to get my traveling gals together to do a corporate table because I think that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
And it's a great event. So for the $100, you get dinner.
A very nice dinner.
A very nice dinner.
It won't be chicken or something like that.
That's good. And the Glenn Miller Orchestra.
And the Glenn Miller Orchestra.
Now, do you know?
The Glenn Miller Orchestra is worth $100. Just them.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Not counting your food.
Now, do you know whether or not they have a vocalist with them?
They do have 2 vocalists,
Oh,
a
2
male and
vocalists.
female.
Okay.
And they'll be swinging in some of those songs, and it'll be great.
It will be great. It really will.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted Dwight on to tell you all about this. Now, how long have you been involved with Allied Arts?
Oh gosh, I have to sit here and think. I'm going to guess 15 years.
Okay.
12 or 15 years,
Okay.
I'm guessing.
Well, I know that you have always done the Legends and Lore. There's
Yeah,
a Spirits, Legends and Lore. You've
storytelling,
always
yeah.
been chairman of that. And we had a great one this Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
of
Friday the 13th
October.
was a sellout crowd.
And literally, folks, when he says sellout crowd, it was a sellout
Yeah,
crowd.
yeah.
I mean, you moved chairs in.
Yeah, as many
And
as we could.
As many as could be moved in the black box at Lee University. So I'm assuming that you're going to do that again next year. I mean, I know this is into 2018,
Yes,
but I'm assuming
we're
you're gonna
already
do that.
planning for that.
Okay.
And we'll have 2 shows next year because of the sellout crowd. We had to turn people away.
Yeah, that's
And
not
we don't
good.
want to do that. So we'll have 2 shows next year, and it's going to hover about that same time period.
Okay.
That seemed to have worked out fine.
Well, it did, and even though it was a football night, we still got a crowd.
And we've already got some new stories for next year.
Okay.
Just this week, I found one on Facebook. Somebody had put about a triple murder in Polk County in 1940 or 41, something like that. I had
Okay.
never heard this story, but several of the relatives of these people chimed in on Facebook and was talking about it. So that's going to be a good story.
Okay, that'll be great.
It will
So
be.
now we digress, and Dwight.
I'm
and I
sorry.
that's my fault. I led you down that road, but Dwight and I tend to digress often when we get together like this. But let's get back to the 25th anniversary. Now, I know that the reason that the chamber wanted an Allied Arts Council was because people move into Bradley County, businesses and industries, and one of the first things they ask about after they ask about the education and the workforce and transportation, et cetera, is quality of life. So that's one of the things as Allied Arts that we want to promote is a cultural quality of life.
Right. Cleveland is. We don't realize how lucky we are unless you don't live here in Cleveland. But our music is just as good as anywhere you will ever find, and it's right here among us. And the Allied Arts, a lot of times we think music, but there's more to Allied Arts. There's poetry, there's art, actual art of watercolor or pastel or oil or something. There's acting. We have some great shows in town, and there's a whole bunch more than
Yeah,
just
there's
singing.
dance and there's-
Right,
yeah.
and this is an arm that I'm going to guess to say it's probably been 25 or 30 years, or maybe even more, since an orchestra like Glenn Miller has been in this community. I know years ago there were a couple. Count Basie, I believe, was one, and then I think Glenn Miller may have been here at one point. But that has been many, many, many years ago. And to bring this caliber, Glenn Miller Orchestra.
That's right.
I mean, how better can you get?
I don't think you can, and like I say, I will be there. Not in high heels. I will be there, and I can hardly wait because this is so exciting.
Yeah. Well, we want it to be a night of sparkle. We want it to be a night of magic. We want it to be just an unforgettable night when you go home. You think, oh, that's one of the best things I have ever been to in my life.
Right, right.
And that's what we want them to do.
Absolutely.
We don't want anybody to say, well, I wouldn't go to that thing again if I had to. I want my money back.
That's right. We try. Allied Arts tries to
That's
not
right.
do events like
That's
that.
right.
Folks.
We want this
Absolutely.
to be special.
And for the 25th anniversary, which is silver, and so if you sparkle with your silver, that'll be okay.
That's right. We'll have silver everywhere.
And I know that you're probably doing the centerpieces for the tables.
I'll be doing some of those, yes.
And so
We're trying to rig up lights. We're trying,
Oh.
I have tried to figure this out. And if any of the viewers happen to find out, call me or you or somebody, let us know. If you see these old shows, they've all got a light, about this tall, that's electric light, because they didn't have LED back in the
No.
20s and 30s. They've got these lights that sit on the table. How did they have that? Did they have a electrical cord that went all over the floor, or did they have
each
it in
table,
each table, or did they cut a hole in the tablecloth? I mean, it was in the center of the table.
Yes, it was.
I want to know how they did that.
And that's what Dwight wants for centerpieces, folks, if
I
you've
know
got
it.
any idea.
I've got LED lights I can use, which would be very nice, and I don't have to use the real light. But I'm always curious when I see those shows. How did they do that?
I know. And every one of them, any of them
Yeah,
that you
they're
watch.
all that way.
Yeah.
And there had to be a way they did it that was easier, not complicated. But we'll have, we're going to have that look, that Copacabana
Copacabana, yeah.
look, and those New York nightclub. That's the look we're going to have.
And this is exciting.
It is. It's going to be
So
great.
it's going to be January the 11th, but it's not too late to start buying your tickets.
Right.
And this will be great Christmas gifts, stocking stuffers.
They will go on sale December the 1st.
Okay.
And that's when they're going to go. And we've already
right.
had rumors of some saying, I want a table, I want ticket, I want that. So, I mean, really and truly, it's a great Christmas present. That's an easy Christmas present
Totally.
for somebody to absolutely love.
Right. And if your parents or your grandparents are
Right.
from that era, they would love it.
They would love it.
They would absolutely love it. Dwight, don't go away because you're going to come
Okay.
back in a minute and show us some Christmas
Thank you.
decorating.
I'll be glad
so,
to.
folks, we're going to take this commercial break right now. And you know what I always say, watch our commercials, support our sponsors, they pay our bills. And we'll be right back. Dwight's going to get set up and show us some Christmas decorating. So don't go away.